You well describe the parties and LA being the center now of well, exploding dance music in the US. If you make such an album, how do you pick the artists, the songs for this album?
Well, right from the very beginning of the summer when we were like, this is the city, I started contacting the artists that I work with, the artists that are signed to my label, artists that are kind of in my circle of the music that I play. And I started reaching out to them and telling them like, okay, here's what I want. Here's the kind of track that I want. So, when I make these compilations, it's different than other people. I don't just go to Beatport, download the biggest tracks and mix them together and here's my compilation. I work closely with every artist on there to kind of like present the vibe, the mood in the compilation that I'm really wanting to reflect. It's almost like I'm co-producing or collaborating with these artists on these tracks to make sure that they have the vibe that it is that I'm looking for.
And how many artists have you picked for this?
Artists, well, tracks. I think what we did 27 tracks over the span of the 2 CDs. Some of the artists have 2 tracks on the compilation, and yeah, but each track is definitely different. Like I've got a couple of Rex Mundi tracks on there, and or actually 3 of them, and none of them sound the same. One of them has that typical Rex Mundi bass line with a vocal. Another one is like has this big riff in it, and another track, Opaq, is just like full on like peak hour like tech trance anthem.
Is it for you also some that you with this compilation series that you want to feature artists, bring artists more to the forefront?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these artists and these compilations, is what feeds my DJ sets throughout the year. I mean, a lot of these tracks, in some shape or form, you'll hear me play over the summer during the festival season as well. So, yeah, it's definitely, what I try to achieve with these albums is this is a lot of my content for the course of the year, yeah.
Are you planning on an own album soon?
Yes, I'm back in the studio now working on my own artist album, hoping to have that done for the summertime. Digital Madness.
This summer already?
Yeah, yep. Well, you know what? It has been 3 years since I finished Do You Dream. Yeah, so I think it's time for a new Markus Schulz artist album, like Markus Schulz, not a Markus Schulz Presents Dakota, but a Markus Schulz artist album where I'm collaborating with singers and.
Can you name me a few singers?
Nope, not yet. Not yet, because
not a few, but only one. Only one.
No, one of the things is that I like to discover new singers. Yeah, and you kind of have to be careful because if I mention a singer. Other people are like, oh, okay, and they, and it's very important for me to kind of work with these singers, get everything right, and then present them to the world.
How many singers will you be working with?
Right now, wow, I think I'm working currently with seven different singers, and I have until this. I'm still going to keep working with more. And by the summertime I'll have more. But we've got something, one of the things is I usually make about 20 tracks for an artist album, and then I'll choose the best, maybe 12, 13 tracks that I think fit the best. So, there's some singers that I'm working with right now, which, I'm trying very hard to get them to sound perfect, but maybe they don't make it. Maybe it's it doesn't work out. So it's another reason why I don't want to really, it's a process. Working with up and coming artists or artists that have never been heard before takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of time to get it exactly right. So it's definitely a long process.
Do you work through email or?
A little bit of both. What I'm doing, I bring a lot of artists into Miami, and these artists are very happy in the middle of winter to get on a plane and come to Miami and record music. So it's not a very hard sell for me to tell an artist like, hey, next week, get on a plane, come to Miami, let's finish this song.
For you, dance music, well, the same with hip hop. It's a young music genre.
Yeah.
But what will you be doing in 10, 20 years from now? Will you still be doing this?
Yeah, you know what? I hope 10, 20 years from now, I'll be able to guide some artists and be at the point where I'm able to help artists achieve their dream. You know, I think one of the things that one of the things about this scene is, you know, it's important that that you give your hand to the young artists and bring them up, but at the same time, you know, you have to teach them what the scene was about, and otherwise the message of our scene kind of gets lost, you know, if there's no connection. So I think 10, 20 years from now, I'll still be involved in the music scene, whether, you know, maybe behind the scenes, developing some new artists.
So just to prevent what happened to hip hop, maybe?
I think just the hip hop just got tired, to be honest with you, and I just hope that, you know, with so many young, fresh ideas in dance music, I hope that it never gets tired, and that it's constantly reinventing itself.